What is cracking? What's poppin', you guys? How's everyone doing this evening? I'm trying to get it right. 4 days ago. We are at the finish line. Day 96. What is cracking? How are you guys doing this evening? Let's see. What's cracking? Sammy? It's popping. Sammy Superstar in the house. What's crack-a-lack? K-Walk, how have you been? Feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. What's cracking? Let's get Pride Paul. Streaming software. Let's see. All right. Pride Paul can hang out there. Where's the uni? Let's get the unicorn to hang out over here. What's cracking? Family. I didn't see you, Nano. I didn't. Because there's a delay from when it comes in, Nano. What's cracking? Today was the last day. Man. Well, you got a break, right? For 2 months. A month and a half, maybe? Let's see. See what's happening over here. I am on time today, Paul. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Why? Why do I have a weird dog? What is cracking? She's so silly. What is cracking? How are you guys doing? Let me come in. Bring that down. What is popping today? I don't have a weird dog. I have a hot dog. You are right, my good friend. System audio. Did you guys hear any music? You guys, I think you were hearing music. Now it's muted. I don't know why it was muted before. What's pop-a-lockin'? That's it. Got to spend the summer trying to find teachers. I was going to ask you that. Great green screen. You like the green screen? Yeah, I'm still in Angie's house. I just took a picture of my background. Speaking of which, I always like to turn on. You like my pride hat? I don't. So here's the thing. You guys. Gonna tell you guys a secret. I don't like trucker hats. I feel like, and you get to see my crazy hair. Hold on. So this is what happens when you have curly hair, because you can just kind of make it look halfway decent if I want to. I got the forehead print. So the trucker hats, I don't like the trucker hats. This style hat, I don't like. No, I love the Ecamm logo. I got this last year. This is my exclusive. I love the Ecamm logo, supporting Pride, but exactly this, Evie, exactly what you said, my good friend. They look weird on my head too. And so I have to wash my hair, so my hair is a little crazy. And so that's when you know it needs to be a wash day, or a wash day is coming up when you see me wearing a hat. And so my hair, no, I love the Ecamm hats, Sammy. I love the Ecamm hats. Listen, I'm a big Ecamm fan. I love hats. I'm a hat girl. Absolutely love hats. I got my Ecamm collection, but I love these. So these, even when I get my regular hats, my distressed hats, I love when they're, you know, let me block my face. There you go. So I love when it's distressed like that. There, right? I like this style. So they're the adjustable hats here. Even this one here, again, it's distressed. Let me block my face. The little distressed look, but when we go to the back, the adjustable with the brim. You know I'm from New York. You know you're from New York when you take your brim and you bend it like this. I would have worn one of these two hats today. So I need one of these hats with somebody page Sylvia. And see, because then that's what I do. I flip the bill up because I feel like if I put it like this, because these trucker hats, you're not supposed to curve. You don't do this. That is not the swag. That is not the style. All right, the same thing here. Oh, you curve the brim. But that's not the wave with these hats. And so if I were to put this one on, look at this. Tuck my curls in because I have to tuck my curls in. And then just come in. I just feel like this makes my head look so much cuter. Bring my little curls in over here. Bring this in. And then you see the brim. That's the wave. You know you're from New York when that's the move right there. But I'm trying to rep Pride. I got Pride Paul in the corner right over here. He's dancing. Got my little Pride unicorn over here. She's walking. So I love my Ecamm hats. Bye, Koa. She left. She got pissed off. I love my Ecamm hats, but I need an Ecamm hat with the Pride logo in that distress style. Even the fitteds, so the fitteds that Doc wears, yes, I know. The fitted, so Doc wears these, but he's been wearing a lot lately. The fitteds, which are just, they don't have this. Move my head. There you go. They don't have this here. They don't have the netting, the mesh. Even the fitteds bend the brim. You don't do that with these. I don't look as cute. That's how I feel. So I just bend it up. And then I look like Wesley Snipes. Although he has the cyclist style hat. But I look like Wesley Snipes in White Man Can't Jump when he bends the brim up like that and he's playing basketball on Venice, wherever. All right, let me come back. Let me just turn on my screensaver and let's talk a little bit. What's happening here? Let's go to my library, get a cool screensaver going. Some stars. All right. All's well. All is well. Let me check in on you guys. Just give the other hat to Koa. She'll distress it for you. She probably would, Paul, but then I wouldn't be able to use it. Let's fix this over here. My comment in between Pride Paul. We have to come up with a name for this pony. Let's put her over here so it looks like she's walking. And Pride Paul needs to be dancing on the red. There you go. There you go. What is cracking, Obs? How are you? Obs says she's the exact dose I need to send you. Yeah, I need an Evie hat. Hello. Come on. Yes, yellow shorts. These are my yellow shorts. My shorty shorts. I got those from Old Navy. They're sweat shorts. The most comfortable things ever. I love them. Tell me I'm crazy. Should I get an Ecamm tattoo? You're crazy. Don't do that. And I have tattoos. Don't get an Ecamm tattoo. Tell Ken and Glenn, unless they're going to give you lifetime access for free, do not get an Ecamm tattoo. Let's see. Does look cuter, right? Thank you. Oh. Thank you. It looks different. It does look different. And that's probably what it is that it looks different. And so I'm just not used to the different. But I wanted to rock my pride colors. I love how they did the logo. I'm like, oh, it's June. Hello. I got my hat here. All right. Thank you. My thoughts on Sammy is just getting straight to it. Sweatshorts are the best. Exactly. They're just, listen, we here, girl. We are all the way here. We are all the way here. So, Sammy, you are coming in hot, and I appreciate it. I did watch a video from MKBHD, Marquise Brownlee, today because he kind of recapped everything. I'm a little disappointed with iPad OS. Let me go to my history right quick. I'm a little disappointed with iPad OS. You know what? Oh, Sammy, see, now you're going to get me hot. You shouldn't have done that, Sammy Superstar. You should not have done that. I've been thinking about, let me come back over here. Screen share. All right, cool. Move my big head over here. Good. Good to go. Let's actually do this. 12 Pro Max. Hey there. Tall. Not squircle. Let's do tall. So here's the thing. And then I can just come over here. Been thinking about getting in the Elgato Wavelink. Oh, does this work? Let me see. Trying out Pro Mouse. Oh, now you can see Pro Mouse. Fantastic. I've been thinking about getting the Elgato Wavelink. Guys, my Rodecaster Pro headphone port, I got to send the Rodecaster Pro back to get fixed. I have to actually follow up on the RMA because the port on the bottom of my Rodecaster Pro, the headphone jack, you can't push it in anymore. It doesn't hold. It like got recessed all the way in. So I'm going to be without a Rodecaster Pro. And in the interim, so I use Center Stage with the iPad mini and it works really well. That's cool. So if I were to bring in the iPad mini as the camera, I'm sure, but the fact that they're bringing it all to all things, that's actually really, really cool. Ob says the sweatshorts are the best. Yes. So my headphone jack on the bottom broke. So now I have to use the headphone port on the top with the 1/4 to 1/8 adapter. I reached out to Rode. It's in warranty. They're going to send it back. But then what happens is that, and it's first world problems because I have so many other microphones. So it's not the end of the world, right? You guys know it's not the end of the world. Oh my God. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not the end of the world. Because literally I can, I have the MV7, which is a USB microphone. I have my Rode NTG, which is also a USB microphone. I have my Rode Wireless Goes, which is a USB microphone. So I don't really need, come over here. What's happening? Koa, you better not be doing nothing. Koa is hiding under the desk. I don't really need the Wave XLR, but I've been thinking about it. I absolutely have been thinking about it. So I was looking at some videos because exactly what Sammy said. The Wave XLR has VST plugins, very similar to the Rodecaster. So it has a noise gate. It has, different sound effects and stuff. And it's small, so that's why you're seeing that stuff in my, search history. But the reason why we came here, and then I was doing OBS stuff, don't judge me. Don't judge me, okay? What else? Watch later. In my watch later. Still trying to figure out the best chair. Where's the video? Oh, hear all, see all. I'm like, what's happening here? Where's my history? Yesterday I was watching a puppy video. Okay. MKBHD. This is what I wanted to show you guys. All right. Let's pause this right quick. Hold on. Pause. Pause, MKBHD. Pause. Pause. System audio is on. Let me make sure. Activate system audio capture. All right, we should be good to go now. If I wanted you guys to hear it, we should be. Just moving around my sound levels. Why were you watching? Sammy, leave me alone. Leave me alone, Sammy. Seriously, the reason why I was watching OBS videos is because this stream has been halted due to excessive talk of OBS. Leave me alone. Because with my business and consulting business entrepreneurs, I meet people like in the chambers and other business professionals like outside of the streaming community. And so when I do those calls, Ecamm is not always a solution. So for me to grow my business and do coaching consulting, if they're using Windows computers to get them, because some of these entrepreneurs really just want like their logos on the screen and bringing things. And so for me, that's just, I have to have that a tool in my toolbox to be able to, you know, be able to help a broader range of audience. And so that's why I was watching some videos just to keep, you know, stay on top of your craft, to study your craft. That's why. So yes, some people use OBS. So Eric, what is cracking? How are you doing today? Eric, how are you? Yeah. It's a little loud. All right, let's come back over here. And because we did this one here. Let me see. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Check that out. My WebM video. Now I gotta like customize my Stream Deck buttons and stuff. But anyway, we are here. Marcus is even looking at you with concern. He is. That's so funny. That's so funny, Paul. You're 100% right. But studying the craft, right? Studying the craft. Absolutely. What is cracking, Lee? How are you? And so that is why I was looking at some of the videos, because, you know, I know the basic stuff, but OBS can get really, if we just go back one, OBS can get really technical with like plugins and stuff. And so I was just trying to figure out some plugins for him. He was asking me how to like blur the background. He doesn't have a green screen. You actually can do that in OBS, and there are different plugins. So I was just studying my craft. So when I have my next call with him, I can show him how to do all that stuff. And then when I help other business customers, I just have something. All right, so let's go forward. Ooh, I do want to show you guys as well. Now let's see, hold on.
The new like animation that plays when.
All right, cool. So you guys should have heard that sound, so we're good to go there. All right, so what do we got? Let me look at these chapter markers, because Sammy asked a great question. What do I think about iOS? Did you say iOS or iPad OS? Before I start flipping out. Okay, good. You did. Good question, because Sammy knows me, and Sammy knows that I love my iPad. So let's go in. He talks about that towards the end. Watch OS, lock screen. I missed the Watch OS. iPhone has a webcam. All right, so he very briefly glazed over it, and he doesn't even have that as a chapter marker. Why? Hold on. Because I know I watched this. He just has it bulked up, I guess. Or maybe it's a part of Vento. Oh, there we are. Okay, so we're going to come here. And I'm going to pause it. I was expecting, I guess, a little bit more with iPad OS. I'll be honest. I was expecting a little bit more. The only thing so far from what I've seen and from what I've done research, I have yet to watch the full WWDC keynote. But from what I've seen so far, the only thing that they have really announced that's supposed to be like make your iPad more of like a computer is the, what is it, multitasking. So let's talk about this. I'm going to let the video play a little bit. I just want to get into the right. I think it's right there. So let me unmute it.
teens. So the iPad gets this. So there were a lot of rumors, people talking about the iPad. Is it finally going to get this overhaul to be more of a computer? WWDC would be the time to do it. And this is kind of along those lines. So the M1 iPads will now let you extend your display onto an external display instead of mirroring. And then Stage Manager acts as a sort of window management system.
Okay, so actually, let's go back. I didn't realize that. So that was something that was kind of glazed over. Extending the display on iPad, that's actually pretty cool. However, you know what's interesting in this video, because I think it was a tweet that I read. So check out this video. So now when you connect an external monitor to an iPad, you get the black borders around the screen. So it does not have the functionality where it's going to take up the whole screen, right? So if I were to connect, let's do this, because let's take use of an external monitor. Guys, let's put all my gear, my thousands of dollars of gear that I have to use. Is that what we're going to do? That is, in fact, what we are going to do. Sammy, good question, Sammy. Good question. Good stuff. So let's go ahead and let's just swap out real quick. Doom, doom, doo, doo. Do, 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 do. Lewis, what is cracking? How are you doing today, my good sir? What's popping? Rich, what's cracking? How are you? All right, so let me come back. I'm just going to go to just camera. All right. And for now, we're going to take Pride Paul off the screen and the uni. For now, temporarily. They'll be back. All right, cool. So you guys know, I got my iPad. You guys know how much I love my iPad. Bring this over this way. Just move everything over just a little bit. Portable monitor, iPad. Connect the portable monitor to the iPad. And actually, doom, doom, doom. Nope. That's fine. Come on. Come on. Oh, no. Damn it. Hold on. See, this is what happens when you try to do too much. Darn it. Damn it, Jim. Let me just move all of this stuff around. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Let's link these back up. And now I can move this over here. I can make my talking head smaller. Right over here. All right. Cool. Oh, you guys just saw my password. Oh, no, I got to change my password. Good job, India. Good job. Command Z wasn't working. All right. So, Nano, stop jumping the gun. So here's the thing, and he already said it. So I'm going to connect my external monitor to my iPad and let it do its thing. My external monitor is going to turn on and black borders. So it shows my whole iPad, but I'm losing all of this screen real estate. If I wanted to use, let's say, Notability, and then what it does is that it is, and this is, so Notability is a bad one. Let me see. That's because it's turning on projection mode. I don't even know how to turn that off right now. But that's why you can see. So if I go back into a note, and this is what's being projected right here, that's a function of Notability. So it's actually taking up the whole screen, which is great. Let's go to a different app. What else do I use? I guess Facebook. Let's see Facebook. Right? Okay, so there's Facebook. So wasting and Doc's bald head. What? Oh, look, I tried to do touchscreen on my, what's happening there with Doc's bald head. But you're losing a lot of space. If we go back and now you know my password. All of you guys, look, yeah, damn it, India. I gotta go change my passwords. What a dummy. Jesus Christmas. All right, so let's just come back over here. Now check this out. So the iPad, so we're gonna switch back and forth between these two. So the iPad, if we go here, the iPad is mirroring, which does nothing for me really personally, because my iPad, with it being 12.9, it's a 13-inch screen. It's like with 15.6, I don't need an extra. I don't do work where I need it mirrored twice. I want extended displays. So now this is actually pretty cool, right? So if we go ahead and we take a look at this. Okay, honey, thank you. If we go ahead and we take a look, you can see here that there's two things looking at this, that the display is getting extended, which is great. I would absolutely then make use of my portable monitor even more, right? I would make use of this even more. Right now, I'm only using my portable monitor for work when I'm on the go, but definitely I can see myself. So think about it. If I wanted to go, oh, you guys are over here. If I wanted to go ahead and open up LumaFusion, let's talk about that, right? How cool is that? How we just did this whole LumaFusion tutorial last week. And think about it from this perspective. So now I can maybe use my bigger iPad. Well, this is not touchscreen. So this would be where Doxy then at that point, Doc, I think, no, he didn't. But they do have USB-C monitors that are also touchscreen on Amazon. So now think about that. If you got a USB-C external portable monitor that's touchscreen. Rich, do you have a touchscreen? Or is yours? Because I know you got the same one as Doc. I don't know if you opted for the touchscreen one or if you opted for the not one. But when you're thinking about this, right, if I decide to edit, even on my iPad, I can go ahead and then use this to see what my preview window is. So I would just, if you were to duplicate, the way you kind of can do in Final Cut Pro. In Final Cut Pro, if you have multiple monitors, you can use one of your monitors just for the editing piece where it takes up the whole screen just for editing. And then the secondary monitor will be your preview. That is dope, right? So if we just come back over here, I would absolutely use my iPad with extended mirror. No touch, can't stand fingerprints. Okay, got you. Use the app Shirt Screen to get extended display. Very cool. I can probably do it with Duet display and stuff. I'm sure I can figure it out, but we're just talking about iPad OS right now with what they're supposedly giving us. So that's the first thing. I do like how not only can you get extended displays, but now it's taking advantage of an actual external display. So you're actually getting, good night, Eric. You're actually getting full screen instead of the black bars, right? So if we just kind of go back, and like I said, I'm just going to switch back and forth between the scenes. You're not losing all of this screen real estate that you do here on the left and then here on the right-hand side. Paul says, if it went full screen, it would be distorted. Right now, it would be. You are correct. But if we go back and we take a look here, this is not distorted, my friend. That's just a software thing. Because that is, so it goes back, Nano said it a few, you guys are funny. I'm just looking at my comments with the password. Hey, Gretchen, how are you? Always appreciate your support. I heard that external full monitor support is only for the M1 iPad. And so, guys, this is where my point. So let's finish watching this video real quick. Let me just bring this back over here. Let me come back down. Shift screen app. Good. All right. And let's play this again.
External display instead of mirroring. And then Stage Manager acts as a sort of window management system. So for the first time on an iPad, you can have overlapping windows and move them around like this and actually resize them. And you can also pair things up, move them off to the side, and have a total of up to 8 active windows open, 4 on the iPad and 4 more on the external display, all in the foreground. That is definitely something to keep an eye on. I like the way the iPad sort of slowly evolves towards.
And so he says it right there, right? The same exact thing. He says it right there. The iPad has solely, that's an extended display, not a mirrored display. Yes, Paul, what are you saying? That's what we're saying, silly. That's what I'm saying. That right now, the way we have it as is, right? So if we just go back, unless I'm not understanding what you're saying, but right now it's mirrored display. So I don't get extended display. So right now there's no reason for me to use an external monitor with my iPad because it's giving me, unless maybe I said it wrong, but there's no reason for me to use an external monitor right now where we are because it's going to mirror my display. Well, I don't want that. Like I'll just use just the one iPad. Maybe with the mini, I guess possibly if all I had was the iPad mini, then yeah, definitely, right? Because if I bring the iPad mini on here, right? So let's do that. So let's just bring this on screen. Let me come over here. My stuff is flashing. Okay, good. Yeah, we're good to go. So now, right? Let me turn this off real quick. So this is definitely getting more screen real estate is going to be a bit better, right? Look at this. It's a fraction of the size. Yeah, so if all I had was the iPad mini, then maybe, right, doing certain things, bringing up LumaFusion would absolutely be much nicer sized to look at and to work through here. But when you have the 12.9 inch, right, so if we just do the comparisons between all of them, for you to give me, look, there's not that much more. And then when you look at it, it's not, right, like there's not that much more screen real estate that I'm getting unless we start to go down in iPad size. So for right now, there's no reason for me to use, hold on. Now I'm like, I gotta bring everything back, fix everything. But right now, there's no reason for me to use an external monitor with my iPad. However, this is the point of contention for me that's actually really kind of upsetting. And apparently it has upset a handful of people as well. Is that in order to take advantage of all of these features, like he just talked about, right? So this whole extended display, the full screen, not just extended display, but then also having full screen display, as well as this here with the true resizing and the multitasking to be able to have different apps open, having 4 on each window and then on each monitor, each screen, and then being able to resize. You can only do this with an M1 iPad. So now my iPad is not an M1. This iPad is the one right before. So it's the 2020 M1. No, the 2020 iPad Pro. So whatever, it's the Bionic A12 chip or the A15 chip or whatever it is. So someone else, who was it? Was it an article that I read or something? It might have been an article that I read where, you know, the person went and looked on eBay at the price points to see what they would get for the iPad to get the same exact specs. This iPad also has cellular. So my particular iPad is the 12.9 inch cellular 256 gig. So the article that I read, he said that, you know, he would want the same exact specs, which is what I would get. I would want another cellular iPad, at least 256, because I've been doing more video editing and things like that. I may even want to get maybe 512. 256 has been okay. If I go in and let's take a look, actually, let's take a look at my settings. If we go to About, no, iPad storage, I've used 115. So I can probably get away with another 256. But remember, that's because I've also been actively, when I edit, I actively use my SSD drive, right? And so I've been very conscious of that. I've been really good with that stuff. But like I said, definitely at least 256, if not at 512, getting a bump up, because I've had this since 2020. So now we're going on almost 3 years that I've had this. So I wouldn't mind spending, the money on the 512, because then I'll have it probably for another 3 years. So when he did the price point, selling it, seeing how much it would sell on eBay, his particular unit, the unit that he has, and it's probably the same year, because he said it wasn't M1. So he probably had the same one as mine. I just don't know what the storage is. $500. And to get the same exact spec'd out iPad right now with cellular, with the same storage, just the M1 chip, was going to cost him, I think he either said $1,200 or like $1,400. We'll go on the lower side where it's $1,200. So now, just to take advantage of these features of having extended display, full screen, extended display, and the multitasking, he said, I don't know if it's going to be worthwhile for me. Oh, it was one of the guys who writes for a 9to5 Mac. That's what it was. It was one of the journalists that write for 9to5 Mac. And so he said, he's going to test it out, but he doesn't know if that would be worth a $600 to $700 upgrade just to have those 3 features. And for me, it's like, I don't know. Would I do that? I don't know. Let me put my stuff back. So yeah. So I'm a little bit, and he said, so supposedly the reason why Apple said that, oh, you guys are over here. The reason why Apple said that you need to have an M1 iPad is because the chips prior, it's going to be too slow to do the multitasking. It's going to take too much on the system. And so in order for it to be a seamless, let me just come back to you guys over here. Workflow, and that it doesn't make your iPad lag, they said that they're only allowing the M1 chips to do all of those things. So I'm a little like, I don't know. I mean, I held off. I immediately, Doc thought that when the M1 came out back in, late 2020 or 2021, whenever it was, early 2021, whenever the first M1 came out, Doc thought I was going to get it. And I was like, I don't know, because it was a big price point to resell, because I do actually. So with my iPad Pro, I do use cellular. I've had it. I put it on my plan as an add-a-line, and I am out and about. So even when I'm like on business calls and stuff like that, this is my notebook. So when I'm on business calls, let's say I want to pull up a flyer, or I want to pull up, some PDF for work, and I want to take notes in business calls, I need to have the cellular access where I don't have to be worrying about, does this place have Wi-Fi, or jump on my phone's Wi-Fi. It's not worth it with as much as I personally use it when I'm like on the go for the bank, that it's worth the investment for me to have the iPad, for it to also have its own cellular chip. And it's something that has been a part of my plan, and I forget about it. So I would absolutely get the upgraded version. And so it's like, I don't know. I can understand that because exactly right, because of the processing power. But the guy from 9to5 Mac, he said that the A12 chips, they're supposedly powerful enough. I don't know. Lewis says it has to do with the onboard RAM and the fact that the older iPads cannot swap to the SSD to keep programs open in the background to utilize the new desktop. All right. So let's check this out. So here's this. So let me come back. I'm going to do this. All right. And then, so we talked about the iPad OS, and then I'm going to show you. I was doing this with Paul. So I think a lot of you guys know I don't ever trade in my devices. Never. I always sell my devices. So like I sold when I got my MacBook Pro, I sold my 2019 i9 MacBook Pro. And I got almost the same exact resale value back for it. It had Apple Care, so it was kind of like I leased it, right? Like I had it for 2 years and leased it. And I think whatever it was, maybe $400 less than what I paid for it. And so I've talked to you guys about Swappa in the past. So let me show you guys exactly how I use Swappa. Because this is my go-to for any sort of, that's how I got my Sony camera, how I got my Sigma 16 millimeter. So let's just go into Swappa real quick. Oh, that's why the keyboard wasn't working, because I was still on my work mode. Silly girl. So this is what I use. I've been a Swappa user for a very long time, for years actually. Let me just move myself over here. Cool. Let's do this. All right. And let me take a look. And just moving some stuff around so I can keep an eye on you. And make sure I keep an eye on the Ecamm program. All right. Nano says, I'm no happy camper with my iPad right now. Hopefully that'll change when the final iPad OS. What don't you like about the iPad? I love my iPad right now, and that's why I've kept it, because it's done so much for me. I love my iPad. I'm like, all right, the upgrade and the difference in price is going to have to do. On your mobile carrier, that's how I got it, to pay it off. Yeah. RAM limitation. Hello, Facebook user. How are you? Paul, we were just talking about splitting the audience. All right, so let's come back at this. So here, and this is with anything. So whether you want to sell you can see here, you got cameras, home tech, video games. I brought my Nintendo Switch from here, and I buy and sell. You're protected. It's through PayPal. I actually had one issue with the guy when I brought my Switch. I took the case to PayPal, and I got the money back. So I was protected with no issues. So let's say I want to look at what pricing is now for the iPad. So tablets, under tablets, we're going to just search iPad. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I get that. Yeah. All right. And so you can see that they pop up the most popular ones. Which is the 5th gen? That's not the one I have. Definitely not the one I have. I don't know. No, it's 2020. So I'm just going to go back and I'm going to do a search. 2020 12.9 iPad. Unlocked, because mine is unlocked. I would just want to look at all of these. Boom, boom, boom. So it's going to be unlocked. All right, cool. So check this out. So when we went back, actually, as I started to do my search, I'm just going to do the search again. So 2020 12.9. All right. And then unlocked. So you can already see the pricing here of current ones that are currently listed are $659 and unlocked. The Wi-Fi only model is $638. So this is how I start to gauge stuff. Now check this out. This one, the 12.9 4th gen, 256, which is what I have, is $638. The 128 gig is $679. Let's do more results because I want to see. So I have, oh, but these don't tell me. Okay. All right, so I'm going to filter listings, and then here we're going to do the color. I really don't care about the color. And then, so that's it. Apply filters, 256. And right now, this person is, so I look at both of these things. So this is how I sell my products on Swappa. Thank you so much, Rich. I appreciate you. Take it easy. Carlos, what is going on? Carlos, how are you? Thank you for coming through and showing support. I appreciate you. All right. So this one that's currently being sold, they are selling it for $824. So if I were to list this right now, I would be mindful of that because I want to make sure that I'm competitive. I'm not overpriced, but I'm also not underpriced. And then I also take a look at what was recently sold and how long ago. So this particular unit, so it looks like there must have been a reason because all of these were recently sold at $750, $748. And then this one 128 gig, that makes sense, at 660. So for both 256 gig, $750. So I can see right now, right off the back, I can probably get $750 for mine. So let's do this. Let's also open up an Apple tab, because I want to see if I were to get iPad Pro right now by 12. I don't care about the color. Space gray, 256. Jesus. So it was $1,400. Wow. $1,400? I don't know if I spent that much on mine. All right, so let's go back. Let's just put these tabs next to each other here. All right, so so that's how I first figure out when I start to looking by pricing to put stuff on sale. And we'll do this. We'll do it for the Mac Mini and then for an iPhone, just so I can show you guys. So this is where I start to gauge my pricing. I'm like, all right, so 750, 824. That's going to be the range. Let me look and see right now for the current listing why this is being listed at 824. Because right now, that's a horrible first picture. So I want to go to, can I see the whole? Yep, I want to view the listing itself. Okay, cool. So it is unlocked. You can see the carrier unlocked. It's in excellent condition. Minor scratches on screen. This does not have Apple Care. And let's look at the pictures. Minor. Those are more than just minor, my dude. That's more than minor. All right. So it looks like they're going to sell it with a case. The camera is in okay condition. The body itself is in decent condition. I guess he's just trying to show more of the quality of the screen itself. Lots of scratches. I got to look. Actually, mine shouldn't have that many scratches because I keep a paper like screen protector on it and I never take it off. Oh, it fell. That's what happened. So if you take a look all along here, can I make this bigger? There you go. All of those scratches, this fell. That's what that's really from. Let's see. And then over here, you can kind of maybe see some scratches as well. There. If I go back, actually, and we can do it. Check this out. Those are some big scratches. Like, look at this. This absolutely fell on the floor somewhere. I would not buy that. And so we just look at that. Not with those scratches. Not at that price. Not that I wouldn't buy it, but not at that price. All right. Oh, there's a better picture. Oof. Those are deep scratches. Oof. Okay. Anything else? Nope. Now we started from scratch. All right. So 824. It looks like there's no box. And here you can see, so that's one of the things you got to be mindful of, that power cord. Not that you need the box, but then how is he going to ship it? Like, all right. And then, so the other thing I go ahead and I do for current listings is that I look at comments. Because then I see, have there been other users who have wanted it and have put an offer up? Right now, there's no comments. When did they put this for sale? I feel like I'm missing it. This always tells us how long it's been for sale for. It does not. Usually it'll say approved, listing approved. They might have possibly changed that because I'm not seeing that anywhere. So that's that one, 824. Now let's take a look and let's see why. So let's look at these sold at $750. This one was sold at $750. This one it was also Wi-Fi. I mean cellular. Interesting. That guy is overpriced because this guy sold it at $750 and he also included a case and the Apple Pencil. And it's coming with the original packaging. So no Apple Care, which is cool, but he's also including the Apple Pencil, which is an additional $100. No comments. Is this because I'm not logged in? Let me log in. It might be because I'm not logged in. Oh, come on. Nope. I don't know my password. Just come back over here. Okay. Gonna switch. All right. Let's come back this way. All right, cool. So let's do this again. 12.9 inch. iPad. Oh, 2020. And we're going to do unlocked. So what's interesting, so check this out. So this one is Wi-Fi only 256 gig, and that's starting at $750. And then this is Wi-Fi at $855. And this is $120. So I don't know if these guys are underpriced or what. Wi-Fi 256, $899. Okay, so here's this one. This is $900, right? And if we go to this listing, he's including an Apple keyboard, the case, the charger. We can take a look, whatever. The Magic Folio 256 Wi-Fi only. I'm looking to see, because sometimes you can increase the price if it does have Apple Care. These don't have Apple Care, so that's fine. And then the other thing is that there are no comments here. All right, let's take a look at this one. Let's take a look at this listing real quick. All right. Oh, so all right. So they changed the website. So weird. So I had to hit leave a comment. Usually it's down here. You can see the comments and it's not. So let's take a look at this and then we'll look at some comments. So this is Wi-Fi only, 256 gig. He's selling this at $750. If we take a look at some of the pictures, he's not including the box. He's including a cord, and it is fairly new, or at least the cable looks like it's new. Good condition in the back. Can't really tell much from the screen, but this seems to be in good condition. So let's close this out. Pristine condition. So these are the notes that the seller put here. You're purchasing mint condition, 24 charge cycles, immaculate condition, 0 mechanical issues. So it's a brand new unit because it has the manufacturer's warranty. So it has the 1-year warranty, not like the Apple Care. Through August. So that's good. All right. $750. Now let's take a look at the comments, because this is the other thing that I do. Okay. So this is what I wanted to do. So this is what I was looking for, because then you can see also how long they've been for sale and what the activity has been since then. So this just went up for sale 2 days ago. And this person today, a couple of hours ago, really need to get this at $650, really need a replacement iPad, $650, and boom, boom, boom. He said that there's no wiggle room. So it's $100 less. All right, so let's go. This is what I want to see. So what's interesting is that these units, this one here, let me take a look. This is 128 gig and it's Wi-Fi only. And so it includes the keyboard, a paper-like. Okay, so I can see why. Let's see, the Zag Canvas, $70. And the Apple, the regular keyboard. So not the Magic Keyboard, but the regular keyboard. Okay, box and charger are included. Let's see these comments. This was put up for sale on June 1st. And then he did put a note that he was going to be out. And so nothing, no activity there. That could be that it's overpriced for what it is, especially when you have something like this one here, right, where it's $750, $105 less. Why? That's so okay, so we're not going to go into every one, but this is my methodology when I put stuff for sale on Swappa. Before I even put my listing up, I go through all of these listings and I look and see. I'm going to look and see what's currently for sale. How does that unit compare to mine in terms of condition, in terms of any goodies? So like, would I sell it with the case? Would I sell it right with different things? Do the units, the pricing, does that include Apple Care? Does it not include Apple Care? How long the units were on sale for? Like, did it sit for a couple of weeks or did it sell in like 1 or 2 days? And the comments for me is a really big driving factor when I am doing price points. Exactly, Paul, right? Like that guy, he's not going to sell. He's not going to sell when you're looking at everything else. I mean, even this one here, this is in good condition at $639. If we take a look, it's 256 gigs. Let's look at the listing there. And let's look at the pictures. So this is interesting. This Apple Pencil does not work on this iPad. This is the first gen Apple Pencil. That's not the same. That is not the same as the second gen Apple Pencil. So I want to look at these comments here. All right, so taking a picture of the iPad itself. Okay, so there's scratches there. I mean, I don't care too much about that because I can something like that on the back. I'm more concerned with the screen, especially if they have like sharp gouges in it, because that will affect how when I write on it. So the back I don't care about. I can get a skin from like D Brand or get a skin from Decal Girl and you wouldn't even know. So that wouldn't affect me too much. I do like to see those pictures because those iPads, I had an iPad that Apple had to replace completely because they do get bent because they're so thin. They do get bent. Let's do this. My laundry finished. And you guys can see, let me see, does this look like it's bent? Come back. It actually, let me see this. No, there's not. It looks like it could be bent. It's not. If I put it down flat, it's actually, there's no wiggle, but I do like to see those. That looks better there. I do like to see those pictures because sometimes you will see where it bows in the middle. One of my iPads, when I had the 11-inch iPad, it was like bowed in the middle and they replaced it for me for free. So that is something to be mindful of. So I do like that he included that picture there. Let's just go back. All right, cool. Let's see. So that's the other side. He's also showing, and I take pictures like this. Let's go back. I actually take all of these pictures because I like to show the edges to show that it hasn't been dropped. So I do like to see that stuff, to see the corners, to make sure what's the condition there. All right. So the only thing here that is a little like is this Apple Pencil. Good condition. iPad Pro, good condition overall, 8 out of 10. There are some scratches on the screen and the back, no dents, dings anywhere. Everything is fully functional. Comes with an Apple Pencil, but I'm not sure it'll actually work with it. You know that it won't work with it. You're just trying to get someone who doesn't know any better. See, then for me, that's like bad karma for you. And that's fucked up, for lack of better words. You know that Apple Pencil doesn't work. And for someone that doesn't know any better, they're going to look at this screen, this picture really quick and not realize that this is the second gen Apple Pencil. And I mean, he's still priced really good, but dude, I don't know. I think that that's wrong. Maybe I'm doing something wrong or this pencil isn't made for it. Either way, I'll ship it with the iPad. No box or charger, just the iPad and pencil. I don't believe that he doesn't know that that's the wrong one. But I digress. All right, so let's take a look at the comments. Hi, I noticed some big scratches over the screen. The back, could you go down to 500? See, and then there's also, so here's the other thing. You want the guy to take $150 off for just some scratches on the back that you can throw. Like, that's ridiculous. I could understood if he would have said, will you take maybe $50 off, maybe. I mean, possibly. I personally would probably entertain an offer. So if I listed this at $650, if someone said, listen, there's some scratches, would you take 600 for it? I'll buy it right now. I'd probably entertain the offer. This dude said 500, so he wants him to reduce the price by $140 just because of these two scratches that you can see on the screen there. Like, yeah, they're scratches, but again, you get a D brand skin. That's why I said $50, right? Because the D brand skin for the iPad, if you get it for the back, is a good quality skin. It's like $20, I think, $20 or $30 from D brand. All right, I'll take the price off so that you can throw a skin on it and forget about it. Like, dude. Guess it would be difficult for him to try the pencil with the iPad. I guess so. So that's kind of how I gauge my stuff, right? And then I'll go in and I'll list it and I try to be competitive. The other thing that you can do when you do list, let's go back to the listings, is that you can see these here. These have the little stars. So that listing has a star, but then these listings don't have stars. What these guys did here is that they paid like an extra $5 to have their listings featured so that it gets bumped up to the top. I don't always do that, but I would say more often than not. It depends on how pressed I am for money, or not pressed. That's a bad way to say it. How quickly I want to offload it. So if, let's say, they did announce a brand new iPad yesterday, or earlier this week, and it had like crazy features that I was like, yes, this is the upgrade for me. Then at that point, I would probably pay the $5. I would have mine featured so that it shows up on top so that I can get my money, I can sell it, get my money, and then place the order and just get it all instantly when it first comes out. If not, then I probably wouldn't. I think when I sold my MacBook, I don't think I paid. I think it was one of my recent listings. I didn't pay the $5 to have it featured. But like I said, more often than not, I would say maybe seven times out of 10, I do pay for it to be featured because I just don't want to deal with the hassle of it sitting and having to renew the listing and all of that stuff. If we go back, I can actually show you some of my listings. My sales. So you can see, like, I go back all the way through. These are all, so I've sold 11 items on here personally from 2018 all the way through, right? So you can see my MacBook Pro, I sold it for $1,800. Then I had an iPhone that I sold for $600. This iPhone, I think, sold in like a day. The MacBook sold in like a couple of days or whatever the case may be. So you can see all of my units that I've sold like throughout the time that I've had here. If we go ahead and we take a look at, let's say, the MacBook, just to show you how I do my listings. Can I see the listing itself? Your iPad is a 3rd generation. So we can see the pricing for that, Paul. See, but that's the stuff. So I'm glad we went into the listing so we can take a look at it, because that's another thing that you need to take into account is that there are fees. So what I'll do is I also ask over, because I take those fees into account, right? So I do all of those calculations. I'm going to see what the units have sold for prior, right? What's the history been like? I'm going to take into account the fees that I had to pay, and then how quickly I want to move the unit, right? So how quickly is it priced to sell? So let's go. I want to see this listing here. I should be able to see the listing there. And so you can see, right? So I show everything that I'm selling it with. The box is on the screen. That's my featured photo. I have my laptop. I got the case there. And then we go into it. I have everything turned on. And this was like a brand new unit. I never took the case off of the MacBook Pro. So it was literally brand new. The other thing that I did, like, right, if we just go back to it, especially when you have like iPads with bigger screens, clean your screen, right? So I have the whoosh. I actually wiped down the whole unit so that there were no fingerprints on the trackpad, no fingerprints on the front, the back. So when I took the pictures, it looks like it's almost a brand new unit. and I show all the angles because, again, the biggest thing is what I know people really want to see is, has this been dropped, right? They want to see, well, what are these edges looking like? Have they been dropped? Have you taken care of your stuff? So you can see I had some little nicks there, but nothing major. Same thing if we just look along there. Like the unit was pretty much brand new. Clean the bottom, clean the top. I show the case that I sold it with, and then just to show, right, like the keyboard and stuff there. And then, right, so you can see here, right, this is everything. I showed you that I'm giving you the case. I got the charger, you got the box, and that's everything there. So if we get out, can I see? So here are the comments, right? So it was listed for sale on February 13th. 5 days later or 4 days later, someone asked if they would take. And then, okay, so I'm glad we're going through this because this is another thing that I do when I have my listings, right? All right, Paul, so I'll take a look and I'll let you know. The other thing that I do is check this out. Will you let it go today for $1,800? So I had originally listed this, I think, for maybe $1,900, maybe $1,950. I don't think it gives me the pricing of what I listed it for originally. But it had to be. I probably listed this for like $1,950. And so this guy said $1,800. And so I knew that I was at the higher end. So that's the other thing. I take into account the listings, the prior listings, what they actually sold for. I take into account my fees. I take into account what I'm bundling with it. This included Apple Care, and it still had like a whole year and a half left of Apple Care. So I did overprice this compared to others because I go through the work. Like I transfer the warranty to you. I call Apple so that the Apple Care is legit transferred to them. I had never taken advantage of any like the warranty claims. So I did price it higher, but I also know people are going to negotiate. So I give myself room that I'm like, all right, so if somebody comes at me and somebody says, you know, will you take such and such price? This is exactly what I do right here, right? So they said, will you take $1,800? And I say, can we meet in the middle? Because I want to show that I'm working with you. So I always look at what they're offering and I give some kind of, I try to do a break even where it literally is in the middle or close to the middle. And I say, well, I can't go that low, but I'll meet you in the middle. And then I'll just say things like, you know, PayPal, shipping fees, can't go too low, blah, blah. And he said, yeah, I mean, I didn't like this whole hurry up comment, but I did update it. And you can see it was all quick, right? So he messaged me at 4:38, and you got to be quick with stuff like that. So the other, I guess, tip or best practice that I do, it is that for Swappa, I make that email a VIP, and I have that notification when I'm like, especially when I'm selling the units, I have that notification get pushed to me. Because if I have someone who comments on my listing that they want to negotiate pricing, I don't want to miss that opportunity. So if they're on the website right now, whatever the case may be, I want to be able to go in and catch them while they're still thinking about it, while they're still like on Swappa perusing, or it's still like they have that trigger finger, and they're ready to push, pull the trigger. So I do that as well. And then I just go in as a seller. I see whatever and if they said, yeah, I change it. And then I usually leave it. It has happened 1 or 2 times that I've changed it and then I've left it. That person, so like this guy's name, his name was Moon. That person may not have bought it, but then somebody else, because I lowered it, somebody else has picked it up. So those are some of the things. Let's go back. Paul said to check out his. So let me just go in and let me come here. So let's do 12.9 3rd gen iPad 2018. Paul, I feel like I got to look and see what mine is because I know I've had both. I don't know if mine is 2018 or what. So the iPad Pro, right? So this one here, 256. Cellular. Okay, so unlocked. So let's do unlocked. And let's do filter listings. And so we can see right here, even from 2018, the 3rd gen, 1 terabyte is $799, 512 is $773, 1 terabyte $789. Let's look at what was recently sold. So this one here in good condition, $600 for 256. Yep, because that's what you have. 256, 411. That was fair. So let me see. So they don't have too much. Oh, let's look at price history. So that's another thing I wanted to show you. Thanks, Paul, for giving me yours so that we can look at this. I also look at this here, this graph. I look at the pricing history, especially when you have like a situation like this, that there's not, for Paul's specific one where his is 256 cellular, right? There's not too many of those listings there. There's only this one, 256, but that's not cellular. And this one looks like it's not cellular. So let's click on this. Oh, it is. Okay, so this one was unlocked. So this was 256. Let me make sure. Let me come back. Right? Where does this say? Let me go back. So here it does say 256, but where on here? Oh, right over here. Okay, I'm bugging. Right over here. So it is unlocked. So $600. So this guy sold this unit for $600. Let's take a look at these pictures. And this is like one of those tech stores, resellers or whatever. So it looks like there's a screen protector on it. So it's in decent condition. Paul says his is in decent condition. So all right, cool. So the battery health there, I mean, people show that. Some people ask me, I'm like, listen, I'm not, you're getting an older device, like it's going to be used, right? Like, come on. Excellent condition. Let me see, near mint. So near mint charge. So all they included was the cable, 96% battery. That's it. So just the cable. So Paul is willing to sell his. Very good condition. It's cellular and the Magic Keyboard case. So this one sold for, how much did we say? $600. Let's take a look at the comments. I want to see what comments. And somebody bought this and didn't even question it. They just chose. So then that's the other thing, that this guy priced this pretty good because there were no comments on here. It says comments are disabled. So this might be because this is like a business seller. I know that you can do that when they're business sellers. Yeah, you can see, look at his listing. It's $1,600. So he probably turned the comments off as a power seller. And it's just like, somebody will buy it, right? So he probably does what I do. He knows the listing. He sold it. He has 1,600 ratings, right? 2,281 total listings. He's been using Swappa since 2013, currently has 168 active. So this is his business. So he just puts stuff up. I'm sure he prices it to move, and he doesn't even want to deal with that hassle. So Paul, but this is a good pricing point for you, $600, which for a 2018 model, $600, that's pretty good. But let's go now. If we wanted to get more, right? More history. Let's look at this price history. I really like this price history because you can see here, 664 gig, recent prices, $695. It was listed originally. So here, I love this. So this listed at $695 and then the average sold was $522. So that's a big drop. Then the 256 listed at $699 and then average sold $519. See, so that's a better gap, right? That's the negotiation of, okay, I'm going to list this at $670 and I'll cut the price by like $70 and I'll take right under $600. This is a good for the 512. That was good pricing where they listed it at $710 and it was sold at $700. And then the same thing at the 1 terabyte, listed at $796 and sold at $734. So that's what you really want. You want a smaller gap. These people who did these listings priced it really good to move. You can see here then from the timing. So check this out. The value has held from January all the way through May. The pricing has held throughout. I mean, of course, it's going to drop a little bit, but it's not a big dip like you would let's say, usually you'll see a big dip with like iPhones and stuff or Galaxy devices, those type of devices. But the values have stayed the same. They're kind of all in that same line. So if we want to see specifically the pricing for the 256, that's the orange line. So you can see the orange 256 If I just click on that, right, we take a look. The 256 in December, the average sold price was 672. And then as we kind of move along in January, that's 663. So that was $10 less. February, 658, $20 less. 636, $20. So it looks like every month it's dropping just $20. Yep. $20 drop, which is not bad for depreciation. And then right now, if we're looking at May, you got 602. So actually from April to May, Paul, if you really wanted to sell it, that would be a good time to sell, because from April to May, the pricing have stayed, right? So in May, the average price sold was 604 and the value right now is holding at 602. You definitely don't want it to go under that 602. And then, like I said, us just looking at, if you were to list it, I would probably tell you to list it good condition. I would want to list it at like $700 and then negotiate from there. Because this one, like I said, this one sold on June 8th. Right? Okay, so this sold on June 8th. How long did this sit for? So let's go back. So I'm going to go in and leave a comment. So this sat for 2 months. So then that's the other thing. How patient are you willing to be? Because this did sit for 2 months. He sold it at 7, but I would want to start it around, 700, maybe 675 if you're going to bring the case and the Magic Keyboard. Especially if it's in good condition. Let's take a look at this cheapest one. So this cheapest one is $512. Let's take a look at this listing here. And then you can see, right? So, okay, they got it. And you have to always show, they make you take a picture with it with the screen on to make sure that the unit actually works. They cleaned this device. Very nice condition. No scratches. No dings or anything. This is a pristine condition, right? It does come with the right Apple Pencil. Okay. And then it comes with a folio case. 3 more. Did I miss something here? Okay, there's the case there. I don't care about that. And it comes with the box. All right, so this would be a good price point, right? Like with Paul, because this one is $512 and they're selling it with the Apple Pencil and a case. Paul is selling it with the Magic Keyboard. This has $512 where his is $256, $773. Anything else near perfect condition, and it has Apple Care. Okay, so that's up, but the Apple Care is ending in 2 months, so it doesn't have Apple Care. I'm not even gonna. That doesn't even include Apple Care because it ends in August of 2022. So by the time you pay for it, you'll only have it for 2 months. So, So taking that out, 773. Yeah, I would try it at like anywhere for Paul's. I would try it between 700, and there's no comments here. So 675 and 700, depending on, like I said, how quickly you were looking to move it and stuff. If you were looking to move quickly, I would say to list it between 625 and 650. I think that at 625, you probably can get bites really quick on it. If you didn't, if you had time and it was like, let's see what they say, I would say let's list it at the higher price at 700 and then negotiate from there. And then this is going to be the last thing, and then we'll end the stream, right? Because I know Paul and I were talking about it. I would want to do this myself, where it's the Mac Mini, right? So when we both were waiting for the Mac Mini M2 to be launched. So So I put Mac Mini M1 and it's $512. Mac M1. All right, so let's just type in Mac Mini. Mac Mini, and it is 2020. Yep. All right. Yeah, these are all M1s. And so, Paul, what did you say yours was? Mine is 256. So I think yours is 16. I don't know what mine is. Let me see if I could bring this in about this Mac. And mine is both. I think we have the same one. So 16 gig, and my storage is 256. I feel like yours, I remember yours was 16 gig. I don't know if it was 512 or 256, but like, check this out. So then see the resale value for the most part. Let's look at this. I want to look at the pricing history before I even look at anything. So the pricing history, 256, 550. And we don't know if those are 8 gigs or 16 gigs, but around 550. So now I know that at least 550, we're good to go there, right? So clicking on it, you can see here, there's even, so average price listed 557, average price sold 555 and 557. What else? What else? Anything here else? So that's good. So let's go back here. And let's take a look. Kevin, what is cracking, brother? What's popping? Yeah. All right, so let's go look. So you can see here, the 8 gigs are right now being pushed at $500. Is it time to wrap up the cables? Almost. You got a little bit of time. We're going over. I was just showing my strategy when I sell my tech, my Apple devices, even like cameras and stuff. I use Swappa, and I just you missed a good amount of it, but I did show my strategy on pricing, looking at pricing history of what was previously sold, looking at comments. So we're talking about now doing the same thing. We're just doing that exercise now with the Mac Mini, because when Apple finally does announce that Mac Mini M2, a lot of people like me and Paul are going to want to offload the M1 Mac Mini. And so Paul had just asked me this, I think like 2 days ago, what pricing, because here's a good thing. Paul, what did you say? I think he said that Apple was like offering a trade-in credit of like 230 or I think it was like 267. And I said, you absolutely will not trade anything ever to Apple or anyone. I will help you sell it. All right, cool. All right, good. All right. So yeah, definitely you want to check this out. 270, right. So Apple, listen to this. For this same unit, Apple is giving a trade-in credit for $270. If you decide to sell this on Swappa, you can literally make double. So, okay, Paul has 2. One is 16,256 and one is 16,512. So let's do the 16,256 because we both have that same unit, right? So these units with 8 gig are starting at $500. So it looks like, let's do filter. 8 gig, 16 gig here. So there aren't any 16 gig 256 units for sale. And I don't think if I filter this, it's going to say. So we're going to have to go through it. That's cool. But we do know, right? If we just filter 256, we know that we're going to definitely sell it for more than $500, because all of these 8 gigs are 505, 510, and everybody's trying to compete with one another, right? Still under Apple warranty. So he's smart. He put that there. Mac Mini, like new condition, 550, 580. So this one is 668 and it comes with the hub stand. All right, so let's see what was sold here. So these were recently sold, and there were not any of our units. This one, 256 at 8 gig, was sold on June 6th for $484. So it was sold on June 6th at $484. Let's take a look at this. Boom. Excellent condition. What did the seller say? The seller didn't say much. Comes with original power cord and box. Okay, cool. So no Apple Care. So mine doesn't have Apple Care, but Paul did say his. I remember when I asked him, I believe Paul said that his does have Apple Care, right? So when we take a look again, 16. So this is almost $500. No Apple Care at 8 gig. Paul has Apple Care, 16 gig. I would definitely want to put it for sale at like 600, more or less. And I know he has the box. So let's go in. Let's look at these comments. So they listed it. This moved quickly. They listed this on May 30th and it sold. When did this, June 8th? When did this move? June 6th. So it moved in a week. That was pretty quick. Now check this out. He did feature it, right? So that's something to notice, that he did feature it. You can see here that this was featured and he sold it for $484. And you can see here on June 3rd, someone offered $450 and it looks like he ignored it. He didn't even want to entertain it. Oh, Paul, yeah, you from June 2024, Paul? So 2 more years? Or this month, you mean? No, this month is what you're saying. Please clarify. I don't think it's 2 more years. Because is it a 4-year warranty? It is a 4-year warranty, right? Clarify. If it's a 4-year warranty, Paul, I would want to throw up your 256 up for $600. So now let's go back because you do have the 512. Yeah, definitely at least $600. And if we can sell it at $600, that's 3 times the trade-in value, right? Like that's like, listen. All right, so let's go back. Let's filter these listings here. And now Paul does have the 512. Okay, cool. So 16 gig 512. Now let's apply the filters. This guy is selling his for $924. No 512 recently sold. It looks like 1 terabyte and 2 terabytes were recently sold. Why is he selling his? Because if we look at this one here, this 1 terabyte was sold for $926 16 gig. So we're going to look at these two. And then even this one here, this 2 terabyte sold for $900. So I feel like this guy. All right, let's look at this listing. For anyone not in the game with an M1, how can you not jump in under $500? Right? Exactly. I agree. Let's look at this listing. 0 signs of wear. He's overpriced. 100%. There's no Apple Care. $927. He's overpriced. That Mac Mini. Yeah, I agree. I love my Mac Mini. Comments. June 2nd. Nothing yet. People aren't, see, at that point, people aren't even engaging with him. And that's a problem too. I'm not buying anything. No. Not buying anything. I'm actually helping the community and showing them how I sell stuff. Okay? Paul wanted me to help him do research to sell his Mac Mini. So I'm just showing my process. Gosh. So people aren't even entertaining this and asking him because it's way overpriced. So if we just come back, right? Because again, look at these at 1 terabyte, $926. It's $1 cheaper and it's twice as much more memory. This one here, this 2 terabyte at $855. So it's what, $70 cheaper? Let me take a look at this here. Did they even leave comments? No comments. Somebody swooped that white up. I can sell both and cover more than half of the price of a studio. Paul, don't blame me. I just told you that I would help you. This 1 terabyte at $900. No box. Great condition. Only the charging wire. Leave comments. All right. So here's some activity. 800. Hi, would you ship internationally? Robert, please know that. And then that's it. So somebody offered 800. And again, it looks like he didn't even entertain it. Let's look at that comment there. That was June 3rd. And when did this sell? Let's go back. On June 7th. So again, somebody else that didn't even entertain the comment. So just some stuff to look at, right? So like for me, if we just go back, if I wanted to sell mine, I would price it. So I don't have Apple Care on mine. I thought I did. I'm so mad at myself. I don't have Apple Care on mine. All of these 8 gigs. So 8 gig. I mean, 16 gig. Let me take a look at this. Let's see what these comments are. I'm going to have to get a street corner in Airthon. Hey girl, hey, how are you? You didn't hear it from me, but the education online order. Yep, that's exactly what I do. So when I bought my iPad, all my stuff, I get it. I order it online through the education store, and then I do in-store pickup, and then I go pick it up. And then, for me, the new trick is I take it a step further. I order it from the education store and I do in-store pickup in Delaware and I drive the 45 minutes, especially when you're talking about units like this, that it's like, $1,000. I ain't paying taxes on that. I am saving and going to Delaware and getting my stuff tax-free. But let's take a look at this here. Gigi, Gigi, you missed the whole thing. Because Gigi wanted me to see if we were going to sell her MacBook. And Gigi, so I went over the software and the pricing and stuff like that. Because Gigi has her 2019 MacBook that has been sitting, that she told me like months ago that she wanted to sell. All right, so this one is 256, 8 gig. It's on sale for $500. They're selling it for $500. Like new, got it hooked up, tested it, hasn't used it. Original packaging. So no Apple Care. 500. And this has been sitting. So this has been sitting since April 29th. Yeah, it's overpriced. So I probably, if I really wanted to move mine, I'd probably come in, because I don't have the Apple Care, I'd probably come in at about $550. I'd feature it. So you can see none of these guys are featured down here, which is another problem because there's so many listings. I'd feature it so that it comes up on the top, because the only one that's currently featured is this guy that's overpriced. So I would feature mine. I'd probably come in at, $550 and then see. And then we're going to end the stream there. I did not eat dinner. It took me almost 5 hours to get home today. Okay, so then this one here, see? So this is, so you, again, it goes back to, if you're priced within the ballpark, people are going to engage with you, because I just showed you 2 listings that they were overpriced and people didn't even bother engaging and leaving comments to try to negotiate. Where check out this listing. Let's go back. Excuse me. This listing is 515. So it's 256, 8 gig. So this would help me if I wanted to try to sell my unit now, right? Because I said I'm thinking about, for mine, 550. So you can rest easy. The unit's still under the original warranty, so it expires November, but it's not Apple Care. So you got to be careful with the language. It's still under the original Apple warranty, so it'll cover whatever, like the 1-year labor, but it's not the Apple Care, the extended Apple Care. So it's like, you buy it in November, it's still, we're 4 months away from November. Hey, Purple Paisley, how are you? What is cracking, Robin? How are you? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you guys. So, okay, so I wanted to show you guys, like, again, with the engagement and stuff. So this is priced at $515. They took time. I think that also, as a seller, taking time and giving an explanation. I also do that as a seller as well. I'll list, even if I say I'm selling this unit, my iPhone, I'm selling the iPhone 12 because I upgraded to the 13. I no longer need it. Nothing wrong with the unit. I think that for sellers, that makes a difference, that you explain, well, why? Because people are always like, well, why do you want to sell it? Like, I don't understand. I absolutely, listen, I have told Paul that. I've told Gigi that. I will absolutely do that for you guys or anyone else. You can list me as the person, whether it's in Apple or Best Buy. I will pick it up and then I can ship it to you. Okay. And save $89, because even if I ship it through USPS, we put it in the box, it's going to be $10-15 depending on where it's going. 2 days. Listen, man. Exactly. I got you, Kevin. Let me know. All right. So I do like that this person, they took their time when they packaged it, right? They packaged it nice and neat. They cleaned off their unit in the box. They put it, they did give the proof of when the warranty, see, but you see here, limited warranty is not Apple Care. It's the limited warranty, but it's still new. It's under a year old that they've had it. So it's a new unit. And then I go into my comments and now here. So this was listed on May 31st. So it's been under a week, right? May 31st, this Monday made a week. So a week and a half it's been listing. And within the first couple of days, would you take $475? This person says it's fairly priced, especially still under warranty. So they want to sit and wait, right? They want to sit and wait. So that's the stuff that I said to take into account, to know Do you really need to move this? Are you really trying to make the money quicker rather than later? Because then what happens is, that's the thing. It's kind of like that risk that you take of, man, do I buy this now or do I sell this now? Do I lower it? Because for him, so then this is where my tactic would come in of, hey, I can't do 515 because I have to take into account, I got to ship it to you, and I got to, PayPal is going to take their fees and Swap is going to take their fees. How about I meet you in the middle and I sell it to you for $500, right? So it's $25 over his asking price. I'm lowering it, and people just, that's like a whole psychological thing. People, just because it's like, all right, they're still going to give me a deal. They're working with me for me. Because then what I think about is $15. Do I want to lose $15 or do I want to lose $500? Because now here we are. That was on June 3rd. Now it's June 8th and it's still for sale. Maybe he doesn't need the money, right? So that's some stuff to think about. Maybe he doesn't need the money, but now when you look at the rest of your competition, because that's the other thing, look at all of these other units that you got to compete with. This one right here is $505. So if I go into this, did that guy leave a comment or and then this is for real, for real. We're going to end this for real, for real. Oh, we did. I don't know why they didn't, but anyway. So that is all she wrote for this evening. I gave you a little mini masterclass on how I do my pricing strategy and how I sell my units. We'll come one more thing just to show you guys. One more thing. And then for real, we're going to end it. But just so you know, so if we just come back to the main page, here you can sell iPhones, you can sell other types of phones, different laptops, the computers, watches, tablets, and then also camera gear, right? And home tech. Be very careful with the camera gear right now. I'm looking at you guys. Listen, I spent like $90 to fill up my little car in Connecticut last week. I was like, $90. Oh my God, of gas. So be careful with the cameras, because right now they are price gouging cameras because of the chip shortage. So I got my A6400, which is what I'm using, right? What I use with you guys here. So that's the A6400 with the Sigma 16 millimeter. The guy gave it to me for $960 or $900. He sold it to me for. The A6400 body by itself, brand new, is like $1,000. And then the Sigma brand new, when it's not on sale, is $400. I got both for $900. Okay. So if there's not a chip shortage, you can actually get really good deals. And that was 2 years ago, knock on wood. It's been doing great. I have no issues. But just to be mindful. So now you can see, so they have, like, there was a guy who was selling the ZV-10. Let's talk about price gouging, because they do have that here. And what I do like about this, another trip that I do, yes, Best Buy has them, B&H has them, and I think Amazon. No, and then Kevin. No, and then. Oh, God, you guys. One more thing. You know what? Oh, my goodness. That's so funny, right? And one more thing. And there's just one more thing. I'm so glad. It's cool. I'm glad that you found it helpful. So the other thing on the opposite end to look for when you're looking to buy. So I have absolutely done this with cameras. I don't think I've done it with like iPads and stuff, but I've done it with cameras, and I've also done it with like the thermostats. I actually need to get a smart thermostat for my house because it drives me crazy when I'm upstairs snuggled in bed and it's either too hot or too cold and I got to go all the way downstairs. I have to buy it. But it's taking advantage of subscriptions. That is actually how I bought my A6400, is through a subscription, because they didn't have any at the time. So let's take a look. Let's look for this, the Sony, and you can see that there are some lenses here. Where is, you would think that would pop up first, and it is not. So Oh, that's old. The Nexen 5. That's old. All right, cool. That's fine. So let's just go in and let's type in ZV E10. So you can see that there's both the ZV1 starting at $721. Because I keep saying that I was going to sell mine. But let's look at the ZV10 because I did want to tell you. So you can see right over here, once you're logged in, you can do subscription. And when you subscribe to, when you choose to subscribe to it, you can choose the condition that you're looking for. If there's a color, I'm going to unsubscribe because I have mine. Yay. And now they are coming back. But now, sell, do I want to sell? Can I see the pricing history? See, because there's no units for sit right here. Boom. Did he take the listing off? There was a ZVE10 on here, the body only for $1,200. I sent it to Diana last month and we were like, yo, that is insane. Mine, the body only, you guys know, $700, $699. There was somebody on here selling it for like $1,200. It was insane. So I wonder if he ended up not selling it on here or if they haven't sold enough. So let's take a look at the A6400 because that's also a good camera. A6400. Check this out. So $1,386 right now. How much is that brand new? I have no idea. I think brand new, is that a good price? A6400. Best Buy doesn't have it in stock, but they'll at least tell us. Paul, shut up. Paul, you are good looking. You are a good looking man. So, you know, I can probably get a good couple of bucks for you. You know, I'm just saying. All right, so let's go. A6400, check this out. The body only 900. Oh, it's in stock. Not that I need an A6400, but Best Buy got their cameras back in stock. Oh, that's crazy. Because the A6400 was out of stock for a while. Okay, so the body only $900. Good, so we know that price point. With the basic lens, you'll add on $100. And what's this? And then with their 18 to 135, $1,300. So let's go back. Because this did include. So this guy is selling his for $1,300. What is this including? I need to see this listing. Letting it go because I don't have time to use it. You're also price gouging. What lens is this? 50 millimeter 1.8. That lens, is it I feel like it's like $400. Sony E mount, E lens, E, there you go, 1.8. 350 is this lens? Yeah, 350. Yep. So 350. Okay. So the camera $899. Okay, so I guess he's priced fair when you look at it like that, because you got $899 plus $350 brand new is he's overpriced. Brand new, you got it's $1,250 brand new from Best Buy. Let's see. Let me look at this. Come back. That's so funny. I forget what it looks like because it's sat in the teleprompter for the last year and a half. I haven't moved it. Any box? Anything? What else does this include? I need to know. Tomorrow's Thursday. I gotta take out the trash. Okay. So he doesn't say what he's listing. Ooh. He has 2 ratings at 3 stars. That means he's not a good seller. And let's look at these comments. Lenses showed in the picture included, lift 50 millimeter. All right. So someone had interest and then they stopped. They ended right there. But if you wanted it right, you can, I just wanted to show you guys that. You can subscribe. And then this also, I guess because there hasn't been enough history, they're not showing us like the listing, the pricing. But I have bought cameras on here. I haven't sold cameras because I've kept my cameras, as you guys can see. But it's also a good place to come if you wanted to see if they had like decent lenses or something like that. 28, and I don't know if they have Tamron lenses, but it's a good place to start. If you were looking for some stuff, just make sure, just be mindful of the pricing, that you're not getting price gouged. How many times have the shutter been used? How can you tell if the lens is okay? And so that's hard, you know, that's hard, right? Because if the glass, if it's scratched and stuff like that, you can ask them. So you are protected. Like if you go back, you are protected. Let's look at some of these listings here. What's being sold? So look at this one is being sold. This G lens for $1,000, brand new, never used. There's the box. Let's go into the listing here. And that's some stuff to take a look at as well, right? I don't know if I would have bought. That's good. It's a good question that you guys ask, because then that guy, he had 2 listings at 3 ratings. It's like, where this one, he has 5 stars, 63 ratings, right? So he's an active seller. He didn't even bother taking it out. So you got the stuff there. Obviously, he could have still wrapped it, but that's his word. And if it's in bad condition, right, you can return it because you are protected. You have the PayPal the PayPal buyer protection on there. I wanted to see if there was another lens that was maybe used to show. Let me see this one here. Okay, here you go. Overall condition, bought from B&H, used several times. Glass is perfect. Please check pictures for detail. Cosmetic, good. So you can tell, right? But then you see, this is what I was saying earlier. The person who spends time actually putting this information in the way that they're detailed, right, in the description, chances are they're going to be more honest than not. This guy has sold 2,800 listings. He has 5 stars. 864 ratings, 5 stars. So something like that you can see. So it looks like, I don't know if that's dirt or a little bit of scuff. Let's see. Can we take a look? Oh, wait, hold on. All right. So there's the box. I don't care about the box. Okay. The goodies. Show us the glass. Show us the glass. So he did do a close up, right? And so that's what I guess, especially if you're going to spend like $1,000 on it, you definitely want to make sure. Look, so he took the picture there. So it looks clean. And zoom in. It definitely looks clean. Decent condition. Obviously, it's been weared, but used, worn, but the condition as well. The glass looks pretty good. What else? The mounts. So they took time, right? They wanted you to know, look, I've used this, but this is in good condition here. You can see that there's close-ups. So, you know, to make you feel as comfortable as you can buying glass online. And so, all right, that's it for real. Okay. Camera issues, EV10 froze up on Zoom 45 minutes in. I feel like I saw a comment, and it was not from you. I wonder if there was a comment that I read earlier today somewhere in one of the communities that said that their camera was freezing in Zoom, that they replaced the cam link, they replaced the cable. That's interesting. I'll keep an eye out for that. Prefer Swappa. So I know that Keith uses Mercari. Keith has told me about Mercari. I've actually never used Mercari. I've looked at it, but because I've been using Swappa for so long, I've had really good experiences both as a seller and as a buyer. I've just hung out on Swappa and just used it. Should I get garlic prawn burrito or quesadilla for tonight? I'm getting Indian food for tonight. I'm going to get off the stream and order. I'm starving. Exactly. I am starving. But since you're asking, do a garlic, carne asada. Garlic prawns if you have not already ordered. All right, you guys. Well, this was fun. This was an unexpected, oh my God, 2 hours dinner time. I don't feel like cooking tonight. So I'm going to get some Indian food, some coconut chicken masala, coconut, whatever. Yeah, coconut masala, some white rice and coconut naan. So good. If they're still open, I may be asked out. I may not be getting that tonight. I may have to get some fast food or something. But it has been real. Can you believe we are 96? Where are you? I'm like, I was doing it all in Angie's house and now I don't know where it is. So I'll just bring this over here and make it. There you go. 96 days in. Oh my God. Sunday is our very last day. Can you guys believe that? Sunday is our very last day, and like, it's bittersweet. Oh, well, it's quick. I get it. Let me see. Let's come over here. There you go. Bring that up a little bit more. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Such a great supportive community. I can't say anything more besides I truly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Man, we are coming down. I know, Kevin, I know you're going to make me sad. Don't make me sad. Kevin says, so crazy. I'll miss being able to catch the last 5 minutes. You're welcome. Definitely, Kevin, go back in and catch some of the beginnings. Because I went into detail about like the pricing history, looking at comments, taking account like for fees and stuff like that, seeing when it was sold, how long it sat for, featured. So you absolutely want to go to the beginning and just go through it all. Because you can see like you can get a good amount of money for what you got and sell it fairly quickly. So, all right, we'll be back tomorrow with day 97. Day 97. Oh, nobody reminded me to bring Pride Paul back. Well, thank you guys for coming and hanging out along on the journey. That is what's most important. Your support, and you have helped me. So we'll do it again tomorrow. We'll do something else cool tomorrow. All right, you guys. Peace out. Buenos nachos. Nos vemos.